Hello and welcome back to Coil Life. Today we're going to be having a look at this. This is the VooPoo Vmate kit. Comes with the original U-Force tank on top. Now I know that this kit has been around for quite some time, but I did get sent this with the Drag Mini to review. So I said I'd give it a little bit of a review. It's a nice looking device, dual 18650, performs pretty well. The original U-Force tank is a fantastic little tank, great flavour from those coils straight out of the bat. The menu system on this is very easy to use. It does have your batteries on the side, but before I give you any more info about this, let's drop down and have an up close and personal tour around the VooPoo Vmate. Okay guys, so here we are with the VooPoo Vmate and the box that it comes in. On the side there you do have your QR code. You've got the Vmate color panel. That's the color of your panels on the device itself. On the other side then you do have some Twitter, Facebook, Instagram and YouTube there. On the back then you've got the contents, some warnings, a scratch and check authenticity. So if we have a look then on the inside, we do get some user manuals. So a user manual for the U-Force T1 tank that it comes with, a warranty card, your gene chip card, and the actual Vmate manual instructions. The device comes in this little protective plastic covering. That's it there, and that's the colour of your panels. Then underneath, if we pop this out, we do get the T1 tank. We'll have a closer look at that in a moment. You get a micro USB cable, spare coil, bag of seals, and you do also get a straight glass section in there for the tank. So the device itself, it is very light. It feels very plasticky, if I'm honest. You've got your fire button there, you've got your up and down buttons, then you've got your spring loaded 510 pin on the top, micro USB charging port down there. You've got gene chip, designed by VooPoo in California, made in China. And then with this one you've got these little cutouts here to get your fingernail in. Pop that out, and that's where one battery will go in there. A little ribbon, and then your battery orientation. You've got your plus up there and your minus down there. On this side, if we take off that door, we've got the same again, a little ribbon, and you've got your minus up there, and if I move that ribbon out of the way there, you'll be able to see the plus down below down there. You do have spring loaded contacts on this one. So we'll just get some batteries in there now. So then once you've got your batteries in, you take your battery door, and this little tab here will find the little locator in the bottom just down there. That will clip into place, and the same with the other one. Pop that in, and there we go, we've got our battery doors back in place. Now I will say that it is very plasticky. I have had devices in the past with those little locator tabs made of plastic, and over time they do tend to wear out and snap and fall off. Now I don't know how these ones will stand up, as the device is relatively new, but time will tell. And so then to power on the device, it's 5 clicks. It comes on just like so. VooPoo Vmate, and you've got your wattage, and you've got your plus and minus buttons on there. So if we take that all the way up, all the way up to 200 watts, and then you've got your coil resistance, voltage, and your puff counter timer there, your battery indicators as well. It doesn't round robin, so you have to manually bring it all the way back down to wherever you wanted it to go. It's not the fastest, but it's certainly not the slowest in going up and down through the wattages. To get into your menu settings then, 3 clicks will take you to your temperature control, where you can change your temperature with the up and down buttons. 3 clicks again to your nickel, 3 to titanium, and then back to your wattage again. So it is relatively simple to use this device. So if you wanted to go into your temperature control, stainless steel for example, if you want to change your wattage in there, if you click the fire button 4 times, there you've got your wattage down below, and you can increase or decrease that as you wish. So if we set the temperature up higher, that all the way up to 315, 1, 2, 3, 4, go on to our wattage, and there you go. So you can change that from 80 watts all the way down to 10 watts. That's your temperature control, which is something that I don't really use. Wattage is more for me, and it's a nice, easy, simple device to use. Switch it off, just like so. Pop the tank on top. All in all, the kit looks quite nice indeed. And we have a closer look around the T1 tank itself then, and see on the bottom you do have a gold plated 510 pin. On the bottom it says designed by VooPoo in California, assembled in China. You've got your airflow adjustment ring, stops fully open, stops fully closed, and you've got your 3 slots on there for your airflow. And this one has the bubble glass included in it. With the bubble glass section on there, it does give you a nice 8 ml of e-liquid capacity. You do have your drip tip then on the top. If you want to open this to fill it up, you do have a little arrow just there, and if you give that a slide across, and that reveals your filling port. And then if we unscrew and just have a quick look at the coil that comes with it, it is a nice big coil for these tanks. So this one is 0.4 ohm coil, rated 40 to 80 watts, best 55 to 65, or so they say. It's the U2. So the other coil then that comes in the package, as you can see there, if that will focus in a little bit better, you do have a mesh coil in there. That one is the N1, and it is a 0.13 ohm coil, rated 50 to 100 watts, best 70 to 80, so they say. What you will have to do is take this little section, if it stays stuck to your coil, remove it from the coil and pop it on to your other coil, and that will just screw in just like so, allowing cross compatibility between all of the VooPoo coils, which is a nice feature. Screw that into the base just like so, And then if you did want to change the glass to the straight glass, you just literally just pop that glass off just like so. Although with an 8mm capacity, why would you want to change that? So we screw that all back together just like so. Pop that on there. All we need to do now is to fill it up with some liquid and go back up on top and have a little vape. Okay guys, so that was the up close and personal tour around the VooPoo Vmate. So as you saw, it does have these little plastic panels on the side that hide your batteries. They look nice. I really like the device itself. It's comfortable in the hand. It's shiny. It's a bit of a fingerprint magnet, but we don't mind that too much. There's a couple of things, niggly things that I just don't agree with. For starters, if I take off the tank off the top and you see the way that the 510 plate is slightly rounded and raised up there, which means if you put anything sort of wider than the U-Force tank on there, it's gonna cause a bit of an overhang. So for those OCD people out there, they're not really gonna like that. The button configuration on either side, I find it personally not too bad, because you can locate that little division between the two, the up and down button in the middle there, and then you know the other side's their fire button. But if you were to blindly pick it up, you could be pressing buttons all over the place, changing the wattage. I don't agree with that firing position and your up and down buttons on the top of both sides. But that's just personal, that's just for me. Another negative I would have to say on this is the plastic body. The device, don't get me wrong, it looks the part, it looks really well, especially with those panels on there. However, when you get it in your hand and you feel it, it's plastic, and you think, it's just a little bit cheap and tacky, in my opinion. But that aside, it performs really well. The chip, the board in here, the Gene chip, is a fantastic chip. I've never had any issues, never had any problems using this at all. As a full kit, it performs exceptionally well. Those plastic panels on the side here, these little doors here, this is another little thing. You see those little tabs up here? I've had devices in the past which have used those little tabs, and over time they tend to get brittle, bending back and forward, everyday general use, and end up snapping off and breaking, which can easily happen, which again is something that I think that wasn't really very thought through with this device. I think possibly they might have rushed to get this one out a little bit too quick. Just the body of the device itself is not really up to the standards that we've seen from previous VooPoo devices, I think anyway. I don't know if you guys think the same, let me know in the comments below, but I think it just lets VooPoo down, the plastic body on this. Everything else about it is exceptional. It's really well put together. And it does perform very well. But that's it. That's all I can really say about this one. If you have any other opinions on it, please do, by all means, let me know in the comments below. But from me and the Vmate, that's all we've got time for. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time.